Hello, and welcome to yet another video. This is not a question and answer video because no one asked any questions, and therefore I don't have any answers. However, this is even better. This is a new release video. I'm happy to announce that Ichor is now available. If you've not been following any of my other posts, then you'll need to know that Ichor is the third book in the Free Wrench series, and if you've not read any of the other books in the Free Wrench series, then you'll need to know that Free Wrench is a steampunk series starring Nita, Lil, and the crew of the Windbreaker airship as they fly around a world that is besieged by a terrible substance called the Fug, which has blanketed much of the main continent and chased people to the mountains and into the sky to avoid being killed by toxic vapor. It's a fun, adventurous romp. And so the new one is out. This newest one, Ichor is a direct sequel, and it is by far the longest book in the Free Wrench series. It started, as they all did, in NaNoWriMo, but it continued to grow after the end of the month. It almost tripled in size after the month ended, and then was edited down. But the point is that if you're expecting the little thin books that Free Wrench and Skykeep ended up being, then you will either be pleasantly or unpleasantly surprised to discover that this one is almost a full-length book by my standards. Now, the plot, I don't want to put on the spoiler hat because it's way back there, and I don't feel like digging it out. And plus, who wants to spoil a book that just came out today? So we'll be vague. The plot continues where Skykeep left off, and the crew faces yet another challenge, this time from the Fug itself. Although I suppose every time it's from the Fug, because the Fug is where the bad people are. And you will meet a new villain. I had a lot of fun writing, and I feel safe simply referring to this person as a villain. I don't think that's a spoiler because it is immediate upon his first sentence that Lucius P. Alabaster is a punch card villain. So a lot of fun to write that one, and I have some pictures, and I might as well show those now. In preparation for this, I was in contact with an artist I had first met at New York Comic Con, and she is extremely skilled and has a really good style for things like steampunk. So I contacted her and started getting commissions for various characters in the free run setting. So the first one was, hold on, actually, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to scooch over so there is room for the incredible audio-video portion of this video. The artist is named SpookyChan, and or Chandra Free, and she is truly talented. And here we have, first is Nita, the star of our show. I gotta tell you, this is the detail on this is mind-blowing to me, and fine work. Next up, I had Lil drawn. As far as I'm concerned, this is the definitive Lil. Like, I had one of the phrases I used, I think, was manic enthusiasm, and that face is the face of manic enthusiasm. It's a brilliant job. In the future, if I have to have artwork drawn of Lil, I'm going to be showing off this picture and also this one by a fan named Lily, who is probably my number one fan art production and reference art production person. So that's cool. And finally, as I said, I really enjoyed the character of Lucius P. Alabaster. It's mentioned in the book that he pronounces it with 4 syllables. And therefore, I had to have this drawn. This is SpookyChan's cup of tea, is drawing characters like this. This is Lucius P. Alabaster. He is a Fug person, or as they are unpleasantly known within the setting, Fuggers. And there's some jokes to the effect if that sounds similar to a naughty word. But that's a cool. This is probably a little bit more cranked up than the actual character, but it's an over-the-top character, and I really like the way that SpookyChan drew Alabaster. And while I'm showing off artwork, I really ought to show off this one, which illustrates the obligatory cute characters. These are eyes. If you've read the other 2 books, then you'll know that these are Wink and Nikita. And not to spoil anything, there is at least one other II featured in this new book, but don't get too attached. Um, okay, so that is the show and tell portion. So what else can I say? Since we're going to try to keep this one entirely on Free Wrench and the books in the Free Wrench series, I'd like to say that, and I don't know the dates on this because it's a long way out, but the Free Wrench series is going to get audiobooks. An audiobook publisher called Books in Motion has purchased the audio production rights for Free Wrench and Big Sigma. And I understand they're working on Free Wrench first, so the first two books are eventually going to enter production. I understand right now they're shopping around for a female narrator because, well, it follows the adventures of Nita and Lil as the two, we'll call them key characters. But yeah, that's going to be coming out at some point. And what about the future of the series? Will there be more Free Wrench stories? Almost certainly. I think you'll find when you get to the end of this one that there will still be room for further adventures. There's at least one more story I sort of have floating around in my head, and very close watchers of the comments and whatnot will remember that somebody had used a phrase which might end up being the name of the next Free Wrench story. They were talking about the Kindle Fire and about adding one of my books to their Fire Carousel. And I was like, Fire Carousel? That's a good name for a book. So I'm not going to formally announce that the next Free Wrench story is called Fire Carousel, but don't be surprised if it is. Ichor is available now wherever ebooks are sold. So if you are shopping on Amazon or Google Play or Apple, Baker Taylor, Barnes & Noble, Gardener's Library, Big Terra, Kobo, Library Direct, Odillo, Overdrive, Scribed. I'm available everywhere. About the only place I'm not available is Kindle Unlimited, because in order for me to be available at Kindle Unlimited, I would have to not be available anywhere else. And a lot of the people who are reading this book are going to be reading it on their iPad or on their Nook, and I don't want to leave you out. So, I hope everybody grabs this book. I hope they enjoy it, and I hope you all leave reviews of it and its predecessor. Oh, very important, if you haven't read any of Free Wrench yet, now's a great time to start, because for the next week or so, the first Free Wrench book, which is called Free Wrench, is available for free everywhere. It is a limited time, free introductory thing. It might go permanently free later, but for now, who knows when, you should pick it up because it costs you nothing for the next for next week or so. So, to recap, Ichor available now wherever ebooks are sold. Free Wrench available for free wherever ebooks are sold. And I hope you enjoy them both. Thank you very much, and thanks for reading.